Ohioans eager to work are looking for but are unable to obtain jobs that allow them to provide for themselves. With that, I would introduce Lisa Hamler-Fugitt from the Association of Foodbanks.
Good afternoon, and thank you for your time and attendance today. My name is Lisa Hamler-Fugitt, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Ohio Association of Foodbanks, Ohio's largest charitable response to hunger, representing 12 food banks and some 3,300 member charities. The demand for emergency food has been rising steadily for years as the effects of the unending Great Recession continues its death grip on Ohioans who find themselves living in poverty and on the edge despite their best efforts to break free. Unfortunately, November has turned into a nightmare for our agencies and the individuals and families we serve, as demand has increased sharply as a result of the expiration of the modest increase in food stamps or SNAP benefits provided through the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. These cuts have hurt over 1.8 million low-income Ohioans who depended on the food stamp program to feed themselves. Ohio has elected to participate in this USDA waiver, which waives the work requirement for unemployed, able-bodied adults without dependents since 2007, because we simply don't have the jobs available to employ them. Most recently, the state decided to only elect the waiver for 16 counties, despite the fact that the entire state is eligible and qualifies. The cold, hard reality of hunger is about to get a whole lot worse, beginning in January, for over 134,000 unemployed, non-disabled childless adults living in 72 counties who will lose their food stamp benefits unless they are able to meet a work requirement. Let me be clear. The Ohio Association of Food Banks supports work we always have. And we absolutely support the governor and this legislature's efforts and desires to put Ohioans back to work. There is simply no better solution to ending hunger in our great state than through the availability of good, steady employment for all Ohioans who are looking for work. That being said, hunger has never been higher in Ohio as it is now, and unemployment continues to be a statewide challenge. That's why we support the legislative efforts of Senator Tavares and Representative Ramos to compel the state to apply for the waiver to continue federal funding and to extend SNAP benefits to unemployed, childless, non-disabled adults who, again, live in all 88 Ohio counties. And we urge the governor to reconsider his decision and to accept the waiver through September 30th of 2014. The state's solution to find employment and training at the county level is inadequate and misguided. Currently, only 9,000 work slots are available statewide through the Work Experience or WEP program, which strands as many as 123,000 Ohioans with no job, no ability to meet the work requirement, and no food to feed themselves. It doesn't make sense for the state to turn its back on citizens in 72 of Ohio's 88 counties who are desperately trying to make ends meet by rejecting this waiver. When food stamp benefits are 100% federally funded and available to help the poorest of the poor put a modest amount of food on their tables, Ohio's food banks are only a small part of the state's hunger relief solution. We can continue to struggle against unemployment and underemployment, we cannot replace the food needs of these households. It is right and it is appropriate for Ohio to leverage these much-needed 100% federally funded dollars and to extend the waiver statewide while continuing to put Ohioans to work in this great state. Thank you for your time and your effort. I think we'd be available to answer any questions.